Hola amigos y amigas, muy buenas noches. Aquí su amigo Dani191919. Les traigo el capítulo número 4 de este Let's Play de Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty. Aquí protagonizado por Raiden, nuestro nuevo personaje, y ahora será el protagonista de esta historia, por supuesto, luego de que Solid Snake supuestamente murió durante los incidentes del buque. Es aquí donde tomará la parte de la historia más importante, que es con Raiden, por supuesto. Aquí en la planta de limpieza de agua, el Big Shell, que es ahí donde unos terroristas se apoderaron del lugar y secuestraron a unos rehenes, incluyendo al presidente, que al parecer están siendo interrogados y a la vez retenidos por ellos, porque bueno, no sabemos cuáles son los motivos del por qué, pero tendremos que descubrir cuáles son sus motivaciones y por qué están teniendo al presidente y a sus respectivos aliados en los que estaba en la gira del tour, y eso era lo demás. Y bueno, Raiden, el personaje de Raiden es bastante interesante, incluso es un novato, pero quiere parecerse un poco a Solid Snake y todo lo eso. Y bueno, ahí es donde conocimos a los miembros de este grupo terrorista, el Dead Cell, que están liderados por Fortune, una mujer que tiene la brillante suerte de esquivar balas y no ser tocada. Y el otro es Bam, una especie de vampiro que le gusta chupar la sangre y tiene una obsesión con eso, y es bastante rápido y difícil de acertarle. Pero falta otro miembro que todavía necesitamos conocer, y bueno, y es ahí donde ellos están liderando a unos rusos que son mercenarios. Eso sí, amigos y amigas, hay mucho que hacer en este lugar, pero lo primero es que tendremos que ir a conocer al experto en desactivar bombas C4, que nos ayudará mucho en esta misión, ya que tendremos que impedir que el Big Shell no sea explotado en diferentes secciones de sus soportes y tratar de que esté en un balance normal. Eso sí, no sabemos qué nos deparará, pero estoy seguro que será interesante lo que veamos en este capítulo. Sin nada más que decir, empecemos. Dejen sus comentarios, su like o dislike, compártelo con sus amigos y sus amigas y suscríbanse a mi canal para más contenido.
It's possible the terrorists will attempt to destroy the Big Shell in retaliation for the SEAL strike. Defuse the bombs before they make that move. The bomb disposal expert is somewhere in Strut C, where you currently are. Locate him and request his assistance.
Okay.
Strut C is the residential area. It supports life at sea for all of the workers on the Big Shell. That being said, almost all systems are completely automated, so there aren't many workers to be found.
Okay. I see.
You're currently using artificial blood primed with nanomachines.
What did you do with my own blood?
It's being kept in cold storage. It will be circulated back into your body when you return. If the life gauge drops to the red zone, you won't be able to stop the bleeding by yourself. Bloodstains can give your presence away to the enemy. Be careful. To stop the flow, select a bandage from among your items. You can also go into a crouch or crawl and stay completely still for a while.
Okay.
All you have to do is stop moving for a duration of time, and your nanomachines will arrange for platelets to be produced in large numbers. The bleeding will stop as a result.
Bueno, Pliskin.
Wish I were that relaxed.
Bueno, vamos a investigar. Y no hay nada. Pero aquí. Ay. ¿En serio, Kojima? Por supuesto. ¿Quién no quisiera estar en ese lugar? Brillante. Estos son los baños. Ventasemina. M9. Pero está completo. Ok. Vamos a conocer entonces al experto en bombas. Oh, se le cayó algo. Parece ser que es él. Ahí está.
Freeze!
Don't shoot.
Oh, agarra esa llave.
You a cop?
I'm not NYPD. I came in with the Bravo team.
Ok.
Who are you with? And what happened to SEAL Team 10?
They're all dead.
All of them?
Sí.
That's bad.
Did I tell you you could move?
It's all right. He's not one of the bad
Ah,
guys.
al fin despertaste.
Don't go pointing that thing everywhere, kid.
Bueno,
What's your name?
My name is Peter. Peter Stillman.
Peter Stillman. Ok.
Lecturer at Navscolio at Indian Head. Also a consultant for the NYPD bomb squad.
A poor old man who got dragged along for this picnic.
I thought you'd retired.
I did. Can't keep up with everybody, as you can see. A famous church got wiped off the map thanks to me, with too many lives inside. All I lost was this leg.
Qué mala suerte.
So you're the bomb disposal guy.
Pues sí, eso parece.
Kid, this is the bomb disposal guy. Open any explosives disposal textbook and you'll see his name.
Just ancient history now.
Why did they bring you out of retirement then?
Because the terrorist group here includes one of my students, the Emperor of Explosives, Fat Man.
Batman.
He built an atomic bomb when he was only 10. I created him in a sense.
And that's why you're here.
I'm pretty rusty. I was supposed to supervise the bomb disposal. Looks like it was taken care of before I had my turn.
Cierto.
I wouldn't say that. There are at least 2 people here who can claim to be experts at bomb disposal.
Eso es cierto.
Are you two with SEAL Team 10? I didn't see you at the mission briefing.
Oh, we're with another squad. My name is Pliskin, Lieutenant Junior Grade. Honored to meet you, sir.
Mr. Pliskin, do you have any experience with explosives disposal?
Don't worry about me. And he looks young, but he can do it. But we need more manpower.
I'm,
What's your name?
Raiden.
Sí.
That's an odd name.
Any other survivors?
There was also an engineer with me.
Ingeniero.
An engineer?
¿Quién será?
A skinny guy. He went in with us.
Where is he?
I haven't seen him since that skirmish.
Was he killed?
I don't think so. I didn't find his body.
I see.
They told me he was a security systems architect for the big shell.
Ya veo.
Why would they take a civilian along?
Everything in this structure is computer controlled. He was supposed to get us past all the security measures.
I never heard anything about that.
He had official orders with him.
We'll leave that for later. Right now, we need to figure out how to deal with all the bombs.
But there's no one left from the SEAL's EOD squad.
Yup, so we have to do it ourselves.
But I've never defused a bomb before. Hold on a sec.
Off to confer with the CO again?
O sea, con el coronel.
Glad to hear Stillman is safe. Assist him in any way possible to clear the C4 from the structure.
Colonel, you know I've never been trained in bomb disposal.
It's all right. The man you're working with is the best in the field. All you have to do is follow his directions. You will, of course, keep your identity and mission objectives to yourself.
Is it true that an engineer came in with Stillman?
I wasn't informed of that. It's probably something the SEALs decided on their own. There are more important issues at hand, Raiden. The enemy may retaliate for the failed assault. Get those C4s neutralized now.
Colonel, I'm not qualified for bomb disposal.
Tienes que estar listo.
Jack, it's me.
Rose?
You can do this. Trust me.
Montívalo,
You
Rose.
haven't had bomb disposal training per se in VR, but you're more than capable of handling C4.
This is a little different from using C4.
You're up for this. You know that.
How about it, kid? Are the results in yet?
Sí. Hay que
There's
escuchar
no
esto.
need to think about this so much. You won't actually be dismantling the bomb. That's not for amateurs. What we'll try here instead is a temporary freezing measure. Here,
Okay.
look at this.
Ese es un C4. Junto con explosivos.
This is a C4 bomb.
Ok.
It's live. You can see it pulsing. Now you spray this on the sucker and there we go. Simple, huh? The spray freezes the detonator instantly.
How long does the effect last?
There's no way the thing can detonate in this condition. Even if you leave it alone, it'll stay out of commission for at least 24 hours.
That's enough time.
If we had the manpower, I'd recommend complete disposal. But this will have to do. The spray can be used from several yards away. Now check the floor, ceiling, walls, under a table, everywhere. Try to imagine the locations the bomber would choose.
Ok.
That won't be easy. We don't know a thing about Fat Man.
Is there anything that'll help us locate the bombs?
Here, take this with you. It's what they call an ion mobility spectrometer. It can recognize ionized gas emitted by C4.
Gas iónico.
The what?
In other words, that little gadget sniffs out C4's scent.
That's right. I've established a link up with your radar network, so any scent detected will be represented visually. Have the sensor activated and keep your eye on the radar.
Ok.
What if he's using some other odorless substance?
Buena pregunta.
I know Fat Man well. I know how into his own aesthetics he is.
¿En serio?
Signatures?
Yes, on every bomb he builds, he always leaves a trace of the cologne he uses.
¿En serio?
The sensor also picks up that particular scent spectrum.
Is that something he learned from you?
No, it was his own quirk. He
Propio
wouldn't
sello.
work by any rules except his own, and he followed them like a religion. And common sense wasn't one of his strong points. I thought I taught him everything I knew. I have no children of my own, and I thought I found a son in him. He had the right stuff, you know. There's something very unusual about an ability like that. Even at Indian Head, he got special treatment. I remember some people called him one of the fat cats. Maybe that's what started all this. I didn't teach him the most important thing I had to tell him. There are some things you have to pass on. The trick is to know which one. Right. All I taught him was skills.
Cierto.
And now I have to stop him from using it to destroy us all.
Tiene razón.
Let's see how well that sensor works.
All right. I'm activating them. Watch. You see the green stuff on the radar? That's a visual representation of the C4 scent detected by the sensor.
It's a pretty big area, isn't it?
Don't complain. It's better than nothing.
Just activate the sensors and search the area, okay?
All right.
Don't forget that you need the radar to use this system. Log into the node at every strut and turn the radar on.
We have to keep out of the enemy's sight, too.
Cierto.
Because the radar gets knocked offline when we're spotted?
Exactly. Fat Man would have allotted some C4s here in Strut C as well.
Here?
No solo aquí, sino en todos los soportes.
I know the structure of this facility, and if he wants to take out the plant, where he would target.
You know this for sure?
Of course. I taught him the techniques he uses. His ideas are based on my theories. Demolition is a kind of ideology. It makes no exceptions for time or place. Big shell consists of 2 hexagons joined end on end, north to south. There should be packets of C4s on each of the vertices, or the struts in this case. You need at least that to take a building of this integrity out.
6 on shell 1, another 6 on shell 2. A total of 12 bombs at least.
12.
Considering the shell's architecture and composition from an engineering standpoint, that's my conclusion, and it's exactly what he would have decided as well.
Ok, entiendo.
Kid, this place is all yours. I'll take care of shell 2.
Bueno, así será.
Take this.
¿Y ahora? Tarjetas.
What's this?
Security card issued to Shell personnel.
Tarjeta de seguridad del personal.
The big Shell security layout includes varying levels of clearance. The clearance level is identified by the number printed on these doors. Raiden, your card key can open doors with security clearance level 1. Pliskin, your card can get you into level 3 areas. You'll need it to get next door to Shell 2.
Por supuesto.
How did you get this?
That engineer I told you about gave it to me. He was supposed to program a set of all access cards once we were on site. Unfortunately, this card won't get you into every area of this structure.
Ya veo, entonces solo de nivel 1 usaremos.
We'll have to deal with the remaining security lockouts as they come up. Let's get going. You stay here.
No, I'm going.
The 2 of us can handle it, don't worry.
But
You'll just slow us down with that leg of yours.
Cierto.
There's a war going on here. I don't have time to babysit anymore.
Why don't you just let us handle the grunt work? You can tell us what to do over the radio, like in the original mission plan.
Cierto.
All right. I'll give you instructions from here. I may also need to prepare a backup plan just in case.
In case of what?
Good luck to both of you. This is a dangerous one.
Sin duda.
Who dares, wins.
Quien arriesga gana. Eso sí.
If anything comes up, let me know. My frequency is 140.25.
Good luck, kid. I'll see you later.
Muy bien.
Semper Fi.
Me pregunto qué significa.
That man's no SEAL. I don't even think he's a Navy man.
What?
Semper Fi. Marine Corps talk.
Ok, eso es interesante.
Normally, team leaders stay in the CP and give orders with those headphones. And as far as I know, SEALs keep their officers away from the field.
Eso es cierto.
And Who Dares Wins is a model of the British Special Air Service.
Is he one of the terrorists then?
No, somehow I don't think so. If there's someone to suspect, I'd put my money on you. Just take care of those bombs for now.
What about you? They could be back in this area soon.
Sí, o sea, los rusos podrían encontrarlo.
I'll hide out in this pantry for a while. If I lock the door, it should be all right. Plenty of food in here too, so you don't need to worry about me.
Ok.
I'll give you instructions by codec from here. Good luck, kid. Bomb disposal is a face-off with your own mortality. Don't let the fear get to you. When you give in to the fear, the darkness comes.
Muy bien. Y Sera, mientras Stillman se esté resguardando ahí, nosotros veremos qué pasará.
If you need to talk to me, use the codec.
Claro.
No need to worry.
Vamos ahí con el nodo para poder buscar la bomba. Ok, tengo el sensor A, detector de explosivos iónicos. Actívalo cuando tengas que indicar el revelar la posición del C4 oloras de Batman. Oh, parece ser que ya detecté uno más. ¿Pero dónde está? Arriba. Ok. Sujétalo en primera persona y usa el stick R para regular la cantidad de rociado. Ah, ya veo. No es presionarnos, sino dirigirlo.
Raiden here. I took care of the C4 in Strut C. The ceiling of the women's bathroom was set to blow.
That's not like him.
Anything wrong?
Maybe. Pliskin's reported other locations too, and none of them are effective demolition points.
What do you mean?
It means that they wouldn't be the best places to choose if you wanted to destroy this place.
Are you saying they don't plan on blowing the shell up?
It certainly seems that way. So far, we haven't seen anything but a waste of good explosives. Unless, of course, we're missing something.
A trap?
He couldn't have overlooked the fact that I would be called into this. There's something going on.
Bueno, pues habrá que ver qué pasará. Mientras voy a buscar las otras. Ok, son un total de 5 bombas. ¿Podría ir al frente o atrás? Creo que voy atrás mejor. Váyame ideal mejor.
The Cypher is a type of unmanned surveillance craft. It will alert the patrols upon discovering an intruder. If you're spotted by one, the reinforcements will come running.
Por supuesto.
Raiden, you need to stay out of the Cypher's field of... Use the chaff grenade to set up electronic interference. The Cypher will be offline for as long as the chaff is active.
Bueno. Es mejor darle a la cámara. Creo que ahora sí amaneció completamente este lugar. Oh. Necesito información.
Raiden, Stillman is a top-notch explosives technician. Follow his orders and disarm the explosives.
Okay, but exactly who is Peter Stillman?
Sí,
Gotcha. I'll look him up. Hold on a moment.
por supuesto, gracias.
Make doubly sure you stay out of the enemy's sight. If the radar goes offline, the sensor is useless. The C4s will become invisible to you again.
Ya veo. Pliskin, ¿cómo te van las cosas?
Raiden, another C4 down. There was one planted pretty high up on the ceiling. The coolant spray couldn't reach that far, so I had to get up on a stand to do it.
Ok,
Tell me a little more about Dead Cell.
eso necesito
Dead
saber.
Cell was a shadow unit within the SEALs organization.
Right. They handled surprise raids on vital government facilities, didn't they?
Yes, they were originally put together to check the nation's military security system. The unit was the brainchild of ex-President George Sears. Dead Cell was a secret unit positioned at the opposite end of anti-terrorist outfits such as Delta Force and SEALs.
Were they always a...
Group of madmen?
Yeah.
No, they got weird when Colonel Jackson, Fortune's husband, was sent to jail.
Sent to jail? For what?
Corruption. He misappropriated government funds.
Diablos.
Sounds like he deserved it.
That's what everybody else thought, except for the members of Dead Cell. They felt the colonel was falsely accused. Fact is, they took the case to the powers that be, but they never managed to reopen the case.
Was there any truth to their claim?
Who knows? Whatever the situation is, Dead Cell's name was tainted.
And Colonel Jackson?
He was being held at Leavenworth.
Was. Meaning he's been released?
Well, in a manner of speaking, the colonel's dead.
Oh.
Apparently, he lost the will to live and died in prison. The members of Dead Cell snapped with the loss of their leader. They underwent a radical change and became uncontrollable.
And that's why they undertook this terrorist operation.
Seems as good a reason as any.
Eso sí. Escucho la bomba. Pero necesito eliminar a los enemigos.
Freeze!
Ahí está.
Raiden reporting. The C4 in Strut B has been disposed of. The wall containing the transformer panel was set to blow.
Well done. It looks like there are no more bombs in that strut. Now, head for the other struts.
Muy bien. Así me servirá para que...
Freeze!
Don't kill me.
Es todo. Ok, ahora tengo que ir al soporte A.
It's possible the terrorists will attempt to destroy the big shell in retaliation for the SEAL strike. Defuse the bombs before they make that move.
Eso ya lo sabemos.
Make doubly sure. Make doubly.
Creo que no hay mucho que decir. Pliskin, ¿cómo te va con las
Right.
bombas?
I'm done with one more C4. This one was in a spot so narrow, I had to crawl in to get at it.
Ah, bueno.
Vamp is a member of Dead Cell. Born in Romania, his specialty is knives. But I guess you know that by now. When he was just a kid, he lost his family to a terrorist bomb that went off in a church they were attending. His body pierced by a crucifix, Vamp was buried under the rubble for 2 days before he was finally rescued. During those 2 days, he survived by feeding on the blood of his family to quench his thirst. That was how he acquired a taste for blood.
So that's why they call him Vamp.
No, Vamp isn't for vampire, it's because he's bisexual.
Bisexual.
Rumor has it, Vamp was the lover of Scott Dolph, the Marine commandant who accidentally died 2 years ago. Scott Dolph was also the father of Fortune, the
¿En
Dead Cell
serio?
leader.
Wow.
Fortune's old man? But Fortune and Vamp?
You noticed, eh? Not bad for a rookie.
All right.
As you say, Vamp and Fortune are very close. Not lovers, but very close.
Friends?
No, there's more to their relationship than that.
Seguro.
But Vamp was her father's lover.
Would it have been better if it was with her mother?
Well,
I don't really think they care what you think. Focus on the mission.
by the way, have you ever met the guy before?
No.
But he seemed to know you.
Right. Well, No, it can't be.
What?
Nothing. I told you the Dead Cell is a group of madmen. I wouldn't take anything they say very seriously.
¿Seguro, Sne? ¿Seguro, Pliskin?
Freeze!
Adiós. Encontré más balas. No lo escucharás desde aquí. Tendré que ir al otro lado.
Freeze! Huh? Don't kill me! Don't kill me! Don't kill me!
Vamos, apúrate. Ok, parece ser que la bomba está en estas tuberías. Caja de cartón. Al fin tengo una después de todo. Vendaje. Muy bien. Desactivar la 3.
The C4 found in strut A has been frozen and disposed of. Explosives were planted in the pump room on the first floor.
This is all wrong. This is something only an amateur would do.
¿En serio?
What do you mean?
¿Qué pasa?
All the bombs that have been found so far don't appear to be in the right kind of locations. And the quantity of explosives isn't sufficient either.
Even
serio?
Fat Man can make mistakes, right?
No, there's something else going on here. Get a move on with the disposal, Raiden. I've got a bad feeling about this.
Do you think it's a trap?
I don't know, but I'm gonna tell Pliskin to watch his back too. Just hurry.
Ok. ¿Qué será entonces? Bueno, tendremos que seguir adelante. Estoy seguro que habrá más cosas interesantes de lo que vemos. ¿Cómo quedó este pobre? Cuenta de conexión FA. Aquí vamos en el soporte F. Lástima que no tengo el radar, o más bien el radar solito.
The sensor you receive from Stillman visualizes the C4's detected odor on the radar screen. This means that the radar must be enabled in order for you to take advantage of the sensor. Raiden, log into the node first. Strut F's node is in a small room in the southwest block of B1. Make doubly sure you stay out of the enemy sight. If the radar goes offline, the sensor is useless. The C4s will become invisible to you again.
Ok. ¿Cómo te va?
One more bomb defused. There was one I managed to find only because I took a good look in first-person view. You should try it too.
Sí, buena idea.
What do you know about that strange woman?
You mean Fortune? She's the Dead Cell leader. Her real name is Helena Dolph Jackson, known to her friends as Lady Luck.
Lady Luck?
Yeah, she got the name because bullets seemed to veer away from her in battle. People have heard her say that her fortune in battle was payback for the lousy luck she's had in life.
Lousy luck?
The death of her father, the Marine commander, the conviction of husband and Dead Cell leader Colonel Jackson. These events were followed by her mother's suicide, the loss of a husband, and the idea of a convict in the family apparently took her over the edge. Fortune was 3 months pregnant at the time, and the shock of her mother's death led to the loss of her child. Add to this her husband's death in prison a few months later, and to sum it up, in the 6 months after her father's death, she lost her family and everything that mattered in her life.
Jeez, she's had it rough.
Yeah. The thing is, she didn't grieve long. Instead, she joined the military.
Now why is that?
Do I look psychic? My best guess is revenge. I heard that she firmly believed that her husband was framed. Anyway, by the time she came out of basic training, she'd proven many times over that she was gifted with an unusual streak of luck. In fact, some say she sold her soul for it.
Her soul?
Her uncanny luck earned her a reputation that led to her appointment as the head of her husband's unit, Dead Cell.
Con razón. Stillman?
There are still bombs in that area that haven't been disposed of. Search carefully. Strut F has a solid makeup, with areas that can't be accessed simply by walking. If you jump off from the top, there should be an area that you can access.
Ya veo.
There are still bombs.
Rose, quiero guardar un rato.
What's up, Jack? I looked into Mr. Peter Stillman's file. Full name is Peter Stillman, known as Peg Leg Peter. He is a legendary bomb disposal technician. He is also a longtime instructor at the Naval School Explosive Ordnance Disposal and a consultant for the NYPD bomb squad. But 5 years ago, he lost his leg in an accident. And since then, he hung up his gloves to focus on being a lecturer. He was called back into service because, as he said, he is the only explosive specialist who can stop Fat Man. Although no longer an active consultant, he is still without a doubt the #1 guy when it comes to disarming explosives. He should be very helpful to you.
Sí, seguro que sí. Oh. Voy a tener que activar el radar. Aquí está. Detector de minas.
It's him. Everyone, stay on guard.
Understood. Reinforcements are on the way to Strut F. Intensify the level of security.
Lástima. Voy a moverme al otro lado. Hay algo que vi cuando yo pude encontrar el detector de minas. Supresor de la sopa.
Why are you late with your status report? What's going on? Respond. Communications with Strut F have ceased. Carry out an investigation immediately.
Ahí hay una bomba.
It was nothing. All clear.
No sign of the missing man. Nothing else to report.
Bueno. Espero que se hayan ido. Creo que sí. Hora de eliminarlos. Muy bien, ahora sí ya tendré que desactivar la bomba ahora.
This is Raiden. I just finished disposing of the C4 in Strut F. Found explosives on B1.
You're taking too much time. You should work a little faster.
There's no time, Raiden. I've got my hands full here, so it doesn't look like I can help you. It's in your hands.
Ya lo
Well
sé.
done. It looks like there are no more bombs in that strut. Now, head for the other struts.
Me faltan dos. Fuente de conexión EF. Claro. Tendré que eliminarlo. ¿Quién me llama?
Be careful. There are claymore mines around there.
¿Qué?
Who is this?
Stealth equipped claymore mines, invisible to the naked eye. Use the mine detector.
Identify yourself.
¿Será?
Just call me Deep Throat.
Deep Throat? You mean from Shadow Moses?
¿Será?
Mr. X, then.
Mr. X now, is it?
Mr. X.
Why would it matter if I called you Deep Throat?
Never mind about that.
Why did you contact me?
Sí.
Let's just say I'm one of your fans.
¿En serio? No lo creo.
Colonel, someone calling himself Mr. X just contacted me. Do you know anything about it?
No, and whoever it wasn't a burst transmission. The transmission was sent from within the big shell.
He called himself Deep Throat at first. Do you think...
I caught that part too, but the possibility of it being true is none. Gray Fox was the one who used that alias in Shadow Moses, and he's dead.
Cierto.
Is it an enemy trap?
Could be. Exercise extreme caution.
Lo bueno de todo es que ya sé cómo desactivarlos. Yo tengo que agacharme y así poder quitarlos el camino. Bueno, ahora tengo que ir hasta arriba, creo yo. ¿Y ahora qué me toca? Ah, Rose.
Jack, do you remember the day we met?
Otra
I'm
vez.
kind of busy right now, Rose.
You're right, sorry.
I do remember. It was right
Escuchemos.
after I transferred to New York. There are all these tourists around you in front of the Federal Hall.
A group of middle-aged Japanese ladies came up and asked me which building it was that King Kong was climbing in the movie. I said it was probably the Chrysler Building, and then you showed up and started mouthing off. You were like, no, it's the Empire State.
I said the Chrysler Building was in Godzilla.
Cierto.
We started arguing, and I forgot all about the tourists. I was insisting that I was right, and you were doing the same. The next thing we knew, the Japanese women had gone away, and we ended up going to the Skyscraper Museum to see who had the better recall.
We argued all the way to Battery Park.
And for nothing.
Since the museum was closed, we went our separate ways from the museum. And then I found you again by coincidence out in the base corridor.
An amazing coincidence that we were actually working at the same place.
That night we went up to the top of the Empire State.
It was so beautiful. I could look down on the Chrysler Building from 120 stories above ground.
I felt overwhelmed. I didn't care anymore who was right.
And that was our first date.
We watched King Kong in your apartment a bunch of times that night. Didn't sleep till morning. If it weren't for that coincidence, we wouldn't be together.
Cierto.
I know. I'm sorry, Jack. I'm taking up your time again.
What?
Take care.
Cierto. Tenemos que seguir.
Everything's going smoothly over here. I just finished defusing another C4.
¿En serio?
For some reason, there was one planted on an enemy soldier's back.
¿En serio? ¿Colocar en la espalda de un enemigo?
Fat Man. Supposedly, he's nicknamed after an atomic bomb, but to me, he's just a fat man. Something straight out of a sideshow. If he even has a bit of spare time, he spends it disassembling and assembling his Glock over and over again. He can't stand to have his hands still. He's extremely vain about his hands, keeps his fingers as slender and soft as a woman's. They say he's always looking at his hands, giving himself manicures.
¿En serio? Eso es raro.
Raiden, the roof of that strut is accessible. Check there as well.
Stillman, tell me something about Fat Man.
Well, to start, he was born the son of a clockmaker, neglected by his parents and without friends. It seems that he spent a lot of time by himself in his father's workshop. Maybe that was the reason, I'm not sure, but apparently he has had a tremendous fascination with clock mechanics since he was a child. It was at the age of 10 that a guidebook that he found on the internet changed his life forever. That guidebook served as a basis of his eventually piecing together an atomic bomb. It was from there that he came to be known as Fat Man. And soon enough, there was no one associated with bombs that didn't know his name. In a sense, Fat Man was a hero. Although what he did was recognized only by those in the trade, I'm sure that it served to greatly stir the ego of the teenage boy at the center of it all. But he leaves his mark nowhere else. Apparently he was hated and shunned by everyone in school. So he went on to focus all his energy on explosives. He scorned the reality that surrounded him and instead chose to embrace a world that would easily grant him recognition. Well, to be sure, it never amounted to anything more than, say, occasionally bringing a gun into school. Eventually, Fat Man came to Indian Head, the exercise training facilities of the Naval School Explosive Ordnance Disposal at which I was a lecturer. He absorbed all kinds of knowledge, as if he hungered for bombs. Close to 20% of the students at Indian Head flunked out of what is truly a hellish curriculum. Despite this environment, he achieved extraordinarily high marks that were without precedent. After leaving Indian Head, he joined up with Nest, said to be the most accomplished bomb disposal unit. It was there that he apparently got into some trouble.
What exactly?
You got me. But Fat Man was definitely not cut out for group operations from the very start. Having been ousted from Nest, he was picked up by Dead Cell, which was already becoming notorious for being a motley crew of sorts. It seems that it was through surprise attack maneuvers later conducted by Dead Cell that Fat Man completely subdued his former companions from Nest. While being the most peculiar individual among my students, he was also the most talented. Be sure not to underestimate him. Are we clear?
Bueno, así será. Ok, ahora voy al techo. ¿Y ahora?
I've taken care of that annoying fly. What's the situation over there?
¿Quién está hablando?
Puzzling. I saw a man dressed like a ninja just now.
Esa voz.
Ninja?
¿La
It's the
conozco?
only way to describe it. A kind of cyborg ninja complete with a sword.
What?
Are you hiding something from me?
Olga, are you sure it wasn't an Arsenal Tengu?
Olga, Olga.
Don't be a fool. Think I wouldn't know the difference?
Entonces
I've never
sobrevivió.
seen field gear like that ever.
All right, we'll intensify patrols. Anything else?
Actually, one more thing. You'll find it hard to believe, though. I saw a man hiding under a cardboard box.
Where?
On the connecting bridge to Shell 2. So you believe me this time?
I've seen someone use that box trick before. We'll lay a trap on the Shell 2 connecting bridge.
Oh,
Over and out, then.
Freeze!
ahora sí. Cara a cara entre ellos.
You must be one of Dead Cell.
Of course not. What a thing to say.
Drop your gun!
Sí.
Not a chance.
¿Qué? También está loca. Qué manera de salirse de la suya. Incluso escapando de esta manera. Ok, entonces Olga Gorlukovich sigue con vida. Eso significa que la veremos de vez en cuando en este juego. Seguramente hay un motivo.
I saw a female soldier. Russian.
Must be Olga Gorlukovich.
How do you know?
Unlike you, I've been briefed.
She's not a Dead Cell?
No, she commands a Russian private army.
They must be the ones patrolling the big shell.
That's right. She's led the group ever since her old man, Colonel Gorlukovich, died. Watch yourself with her. She's a tough one.
Seguro que sí.
It's possible that I see a lot of birds over there. The tank.
Eso no me interesa.
Colonel, what do you know about that female soldier, Olga?
Olga Gerlukovich. Just like that guy said, she commands a Russian private army.
Do you know anything else?
Anything else?
Yeah, anything else?
Why are you concerned about her anyway?
Pues sí.
You know.
Jack?
No, it's not like that.
I'm joking. I'll look into her for you. Good luck.
Gracias. Hay guardias ahí arriba. Tendré que tener cuidado.
Freeze!
Al agua. Este es el Harrier.
Raiden, that's a Harrier 2 you see over there.
That's what shot down the SEAL chopper?
That's right. Unfortunately, the weapons you have at the moment aren't up to the task of neutralizing this plane. Leave it alone for now.
Bueno, así sea. Pliskin.
Raiden, don't get yourself worked up. Raiden, don't ever turn your back on that Olga woman. Olga Gerlukovich, daughter of Colonel Sergei Gerlukovich, ex-GRU and former Spetsnaz commander. She's the leader of Colonel Gerlukovich's private army that's been wandering around the Big Shell.
Cierto.
Those men were gathered by Colonel Gerlukovich. Following his death, she inherited his command and now exercises full control. Her father's name was widely respected throughout the old Soviet regime, and he was the goal of just about every military man.
Why would a respected soldier become a leader of those cutthroats?
The collapse of the Republic resulted in a lot of unemployed soldiers. Most found themselves suddenly cast out into the civilian world, hopelessly lost. The colonel took these men in. He organized a mercenary army and led his men from battle to battle in various disputed regions around the world, hoping that one day he would rebuild his homeland. Rumor has it that during the Shadow Moses incident, he planned a rendezvous with Liquid Snake's men and assist in their uprising. I assume that the revolt figured into his reconstruction plans for the Soviet regime. I also heard that Ocelot, Liquid's right-hand man, was an old friend of the colonel's back in the old days of the Soviet Union. In any case, Olga inherited her father's military genius and has become a force to be reckoned with. She was born and raised on the battlefield, and she's as tough as she looks. Not my ideal choice for a date.
You sound like you've met her.
Pues sí.
No, I haven't had the pleasure. Just remember what I said. Don't turn your back on her.
Bueno, si tú lo dices. Ahí. Bien, este fue el penúltimo.
Raiden here. The C4 reported on the roof of Strut E has been taken care of. Explosives were planted on the Harrier 2 stationed on the roof.
Sí.
Good work. Only one more left to go.
This is Pliskin. Do you read me, Pete?
Pliskin.
I'm here.
¿Qué pasa?
What's up?
Raiden, you need to hear this too.
Okay.
I'm listening.
I checked out the bottom of Strut H for you, Pete.
¿Eh?
Wait, what's this about?
I asked Pliskin to look around. Knowing Fat Man, I can't shake the feeling that all the bombs so far were just wrong.
So did you find anything?
Yeah, a hell of a lot of C4s packed into the bottom of the strut.
A la
You
madre.
called it right.
I knew he had the real thing up his sleeve.
So all the other ones were dummies?
No, they're a threat, all right. But the detonation wouldn't be enough to destroy the entire shell. But the C4s Pliskin found would inflict serious structural damage.
Diablos.
That's not the bad news either. These are sensor-proof.
No.
What?
¿Es una
New
broma?
model, I guess. The ionization sensor can't detect them. The whole thing is sealed tight to prevent vapor leak, and there's no trace of that cologne signature. Pete, looks like he fooled you.
Sí, eso es cierto.
But you managed to find the thing anyway.
It was sheer luck.
Bombs that are invisible to the sensor?
Any ideas, Pete?
Are there more out there?
I'll go see for myself.
You can't move
Pero
fast
es
enough.
cierto.
He's right. I can try the spray from a distance.
Hold on. There's something not right about this one. I can feel it.
Well, Pete, should I come back and get you?
No, there's no need. Raiden, you have one left to go, correct?
Cierto.
Right, except for those scentless ones.
How about you, Pliskin?
I have 2 left, not counting this one.
Okay. It'll have to be me. I have the level 4 card that'll get me into Shell 2 in any case.
You'll never make it. With that bad leg of yours, they'll
Cierto.
spot you for sure.
That won't happen. I can walk just fine.
¿Qué?
I can even run.
No.
What do you mean?
That bomb 5 years ago, I messed up. Even with all my experience, I lost it. And the church was lost in the explosion. All those kids playing nearby, too. These past 5 years, I've lived a lie.
Lied?
Yes, lied. I didn't lose my leg in the explosion.
Increíble.
So many dead. All because of my mistake. All I could think about was hiding from the crime, shielding myself from the public outcry. I wanted people to be sorry for me, for my weakness. I faked being a victim myself because I couldn't bear to face the families of the real victims. This is no prosthetic. I can keep my footing on catwalks and hike over deserts. I lived my lie so well I haven't even answered to myself for my sins. It was supposed to be a shield, and it's become a shroud instead. I've killed my soul by playing the victim. Instead of protecting me, it's made my life even more hellish.
What good can that do the victims?
I know. I'm a coward.
Hey, Pete.
God forgive me. I can walk with my own 2 feet, and I need them to stop Fat Man. His crimes are also mine. One of omission and arrogance. No one should teach the skills I taught him without a clear conscience.
Cierto.
This is the only way I can diffuse my own sins.
I get you, Pete. That one's all yours. You got it, Raiden?
I understand.
Pete, I've taken care of guards in struts G and H of Shell 2. I wouldn't recommend you go into any of the other struts.
I owe you one.
I'll get back to freezing the baby bombs then.
You do that too, Raiden.
I'm on it.
I'll have the radio with me if you need to get in touch. Just don't ask for Peg Leg Peter. He's gone for good.
Bueno. ¿Qué será? Increíble. Entonces Peter Stillman tuvo que engañar su propia mentira creyendo que estaba... Entonces él mintió acerca de su pierna. Su pierna estaba del todo bien. Pero lo que sí es que esa mentira se extendió más en su vida. Increíble. Bueno, la verdad fue un momento bastante increíblemente triste y bastante difícil de creer que esta mentira le ha llegado a su fin. Me voy por la última
Jack,
bomba.
do you need to save?
Por supuesto, Rose. Déjame guardar un poco.
Jack, I found some information on Olga Gerlukovich. Olga Gerlukovich. She's the daughter of former GRU Colonel Sergei Gerlukovich.
Sí.
After the Federation collapsed, the colonel apparently commanded a group of mercenaries that drifted between area conflicts and civil wars. After he died, it looks like she took over control of the group. She has more notches on her gun than you do. Underestimating her prowess will get you hurt. Be careful.
Muy bien, gracias.
Who's there?
Nadie. Justamente. Este debe ser el último soporte. Tendré que volver arriba para poder tener una mejor vista.
Communications with Strut D have ceased. Carry out an investigation immediately.
Arrojé a 2 en esa piscina y sin problemas.
Unable to find the AWOL soldier. Nothing else to report.
No sign of the missing man. Everything else is normal.
Por supuesto, para ustedes.
Freeze!
Muy bien. Aquí. La última bomba. Lo logramos.
I have the last C4 frozen. There's nothing showing up on the sensor now.
Good work, Raiden.
You're way ahead of me, kid. I still have one to go.
How's your bomb, Peter?
It's a bomb, all right. Sealed C4 and in huge quantities.
You think there's another one in Shell 1?
For sure. Somewhere at the bottom of Strut A.
Why are you so certain?
If this bottom section of the strut is demolished, Shell 2 will be well on its way to destruction.
You mean that Shell 2 will actually sink?
Not immediately. There'll still be 5 struts left. But if Shell 1 loses a strut at the same time, it'll be a very different story. The big shell's structural integrity depends on a very exact balance. If both shells lose a strut each, the whole structure will tear itself apart under its
Eso
own
sería
weight.
muy feo.
What do we do?
I have a sensor that can locate even those scentless C4s. It makes combined use of a neutron scintillator and a hydrogen bomb detector.
You brought that stuff with you?
Of course. I made the calibrations while I was in the pantry.
Does it work?
I just tested it, and it definitely responds.
Seguro.
But the best I can do is a sound beacon, not the radar.
Sound?
The shorter the interval between beacons, the closer the target.
I get you.
There's another one in that pantry I was in. You can go back and get it.
It's all yours, Raiden.
I'm going to study it some more and see if the freezing process will work. Don't touch the other one until I say so.
Okay. I'll stand by until you radio in.
Por supuesto. Bueno.
Raiden, go pick up the new sensor Stillman told you about. The one that can detect odorless C4s. Head for the kitchen off Strut C's mess hall. That's the room Stillman was hiding in, and he's left the sensor there for you.
Así será.
Colonel, do you really think they'll blow up the big shell?
It's highly possible. We'll have to listen to their demands in full. They are pros. They won't hesitate to take the upper hand if they see an opening.
Do you plan on meeting their demands?
Absolutely not. You're the only person I can depend on. You must remove the explosives quickly.
Bueno, que así sea. Debo regresar al soporte C, y ahí terminaré el capítulo. Bueno, creo que con esto ya terminamos el capítulo.
Jack, is that you?
Yep.
I can't believe it. Stillman's prosthetic leg was all a big lie.
Hey.
Don't be too hard on him, Rose.
But he's got no right to go around pretending he's got a prosthetic leg. That's an insult to people who really can't walk.
Everyone's got their own reasons. Sometimes you've got no choice but to lie.
You're right. I guess it is necessary sometimes.
Rose?
It's nothing. Well, see ya.
Bueno, eso fue raro. Viniendo de ella. Bueno, amigos y amigas, hasta aquí hemos llegado con el capítulo 4 de este Let's Play de Metal Gear Solid 2. Realmente fue un buen capítulo, incluso me pareció interesante poder conocer más a fondo las historias del grupo Dead Cell y por supuesto conocimos a este hombre, Peter Stillman, que es el experto en desactivar bombas C4. Y claro, uno de sus estudiantes más famosos, Fatman, colocó estas bombas durante los 6 soportes que estábamos durante nuestra misión y tuvimos que desactivarlos una por una para así poder evitar que esto colapsara, pero aún así el peligro no ha acabado. Parece ser que hay una bomba todavía más en el soporte A que está al fondo, por supuesto. Para eso tendremos que ir nuevamente allá, pero primero tendremos que ir por el sensor B. Es el único sensor que nos servirá para buscar la última bomba. Y bueno, y es ahí donde por fin volvemos a ver a Olga Gurlokovich. Ella sobrevivió durante el incidente del buque, aunque su padre no, pero ahora ella es la líder de este grupo de los rusos mercenarios. Parece que ellos están patrullando junto con Dead Cell y la verdad no sabemos cuál es el motivo de por qué está haciendo esto. Aún así hay que tener cuidado, incluyendo a los miembros de Dead Cell. Y apuesto que pronto veremos nuevamente a estos tipos nuevamente en acción contra Raiden. Pero eso sí, amigos y amigas, hasta aquí hemos llegado con este capítulo. Les deseo una muy buena noche y nos veremos en el siguiente capítulo de este Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty con Raiden. Y por supuesto, veremos qué pasará más adelante. Deje sus comentarios, su like o dislike, compártelo con sus amigos y sus amigas y suscríbanse a mi canal para más contenido. Nos vemos en el siguiente capítulo. Chao, mis amigos.